morning, dear students. Today we are going to revise the next topic in the Unit 1, that is hardness of the water. So in this lecture, you are going to revise the hardness of the water sample, what is the classification based on this property, the types of the hardness, and the degree of the hardness. After completion of the lecture, you are able to understand about the most important property of the water, that is hardness, the classification of the water on the basis of this important property, the types of the hardness, and the degree of the hardness. So what do you understand by the hardness of the water sample? It is defined as the soap consuming capacity of the water. The hardness is that property in the water which restricts or prevents the lather formation with the soap. Means it do not causes the lather formation when we are going to use soap in the water. It is mainly due to the presence of the dissolved salts of calcium, magnesium, as well as other heavy metal ions like iron, aluminium, and manganese. Generally, what are soaps? The soaps consist of the sodium or the potassium salts of the higher fatty acid. For example, the stearic acid, the formula is C17H35COH, or palmitic acid C15H31COH, or it can be the oleic acid C17H33COH. When we see the reaction of the hard water with the soap, we found this. If we are using the hard water and in that we are just washing our clothes using soap, what happened? The soap, here I have taken example of sodium stearate because it is the sodium salt of the higher fatty acid, that is stearic acid, C17H35CONA. When we use this soap in the hard water is due to the presence of the dissolved salts. Dissolved salts is major the chemical impurities present in the water. So suppose here the calcium chloride is present in the water which causes the hardness. So when we apply the soap in this hard water, what happened? It reacts with the calcium salt forming the calcium stearate. And here the sodium chloride is formed. Means it forms the calcium stearate, which is the insoluble scum. And it restricts the formation of lather. So if we go for using the soap in this kind of water, it always forms the scum and lather doesn't produce. That's why this is called soap consuming capacity. The soap goes on reacting with the hard water until all the hardness is finished in the water. As the second reaction, you are able to see if it is having the hardness in the form of magnesium sulfate. It forms magnesium stearate. So it is also the scum. So this is the main reaction of the hardness, why it restricts or prevents the lather formation of the soap when it goes for cleansing. What makes the water hard? Why the water become hard? The question arises. We all know the water is a universal solvent and it takes up the impurity very easily. So the chemical salts can easily dissolve in it and it become hard. The dissolving the salts of calcium, magnesium, heavy metal can easily dissolve in the water and makes it hard. Now, on the basis of this important property we have read, the hardness is, we can classify the two types of water, the hard water and the soft water. The water which does not produce lather with the soap is called hard water, means it forms the white curd or the scum of calcium stearate, of magnesium stearate, just previously seen in the reaction. The water which can easily produce the lather with the soap is called soft water, means it does not contain the dissolved salts of calcium, magnesium or the heavy metal ions. It contains the calcium and magnesium salt, the hard water, but it does not contain the salts, dissolved salts. If we see the third difference, the cleansing action of the soap is depressed in the hard water. That's why the lot of the soap is wasted during washing, bathing, as well as cooking also. Because when we use hard water in cooking, the boiling point of the water increases, is elevated. So more fuel and more time is required for the cooking if we go for cooking in the hard water. But cleansing action of the soap is not depressed in the soft water, and the soap is not wasted during the application, washing, bathing, as well as for the cooking. Less fuel and the less time is required. So these are the differences. We can classify the water on the basis of this important property which is caused due to the dissolved salts, chemical impurity, that is hardness. So by the values or the range in the milligram per liter, we can classify the water as 0 to 17.1 milligram per liter. It is said to be the soft water. But if the value comes 17.1 to 60 milligrams per liter, it is to be considered as a slightly hard. 60 to 120 milligram per liter, moderately hard. 120 to 180 milligram per liter, it is said hard. And above 180 milligram per liter, it is said very hard. Now we see the hardness are also classified. We can classify the hardness into two types. The one is temporary alkaline or the carbonate hardness. The second is permanent or non-alkaline, non-carbonate hardness. The hardness which is caused due to the dissolved carbonates or bicarbonates of calcium, magnesium and other heavy metal ion is called temporary hardness. So if the salts like calcium bicarbonate, magnesium carbonate are present in the water, it is responsible for the temporary hardness, which is also called alkaline and carbonate hardness. And why it is said to be temporary? Because it can be easily removed by the simple process. The permanent hardness is caused due to the presence of the chlorides, sulfates of calcium and magnesium, as well as the other heavy metal ion. Example, if we are having calcium sulfate, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, ferrous sulfate, aluminium sulfate are the heavy metal ions. So these are responsible for the permanent hardness. The temporary hardness can be easily removed by the simple process boiling. As here you can able to see, if we just boil the calcium bicarbonate present in the water, it decomposes into calcium carbonate, water and CO2. And it can be filtered. The magnesium bicarbonate, when heated, it converts into magnesium carbonate, water and CO2, which can be filtered out. It is known as the alkaline hardness or the carbonate hardness because it increases the hydroxide ion concentration in the water. The permanent hardness cannot be removed by a simple process. It requires the specific methods or the special methods like lime soda, zeolite and ion exchange. And it is called non-alkaline, but they do not cause the increase in the hydrogen ion concentration in the water, and it is non-carbonate hardness because it is caused due to the sulfates, chlorides of calcium, magnesium and heavy metal ions. Now, after understanding the various type of the hardness, there is the temporary and the permanent. What do you understand by the degree of hardness? The hardness never present in the form of calcium carbonate because it is the most insoluble salt in the water. So, the various salts are responsible for causing the hardness. How we express it in the one form? So, for expressing the hardness in one form, it is used the convenient salt, and the convenient salt is the calcium carbonate because it is the most insoluble salt in the water, which is not responsible for the hardness because the hardness is caused due to the dissolved salts. That's why the calcium carbonate is called degree of hardness. So always the hardness is expressed in terms of calcium carbonate equivalent. The two reasons are to select this salt. Its molecular weight is 100 and it is the most insoluble salt that can be precipitated out in the reaction. Now if we see, we have to convert all the salts into CaCO3 equivalent. So let's see here, converting one salt into CaCO3 equivalent. Suppose a given water is hard due to the presence of calcium chloride. And we have to express the hardness in terms of CaCO3 equivalent. So how we can convert it? The soap consuming capacity of this hard water containing calcium chloride and the standard water containing CaCO3 is compared. So here you are able to see the calcium chloride and calcium carbonate. We are comparing it with the soap. The reaction of the soap with this water, and it forms the scum, calcium stearate. In order to convert the amount of the CaCl2 present in the CaCO3 equivalent, we can able to see the same amount of the calcium chloride react with the soap to produce calcium stearate as same as the calcium carbonate. So 1 gram mole of calcium chloride is equivalent to 1 gram mole of calcium chloride to react with the soap. If we see gram mole means its molecular weight. What is the molecular weight? If we see 111 gram of CaCl2 is equivalent to 100 gram of calcium carbonate because weight of calcium carbonate is 100 gram, its molecular weight. If we see if 1 gram of calcium chloride, how much equivalent to the calcium carbonate it is 100 by 111 gram of calcium carbonate equivalent. So by doing this in the water, if it is present in X milligram per liter, if in the water X milligram per liter calcium chloride is present, so what is its CaCO3 equivalent? It become 100 upon 111 into X. Now if we go for dividing the 2 to the numerator and denominator, the value comes 50 upon 55.5 into X. This come. So what is 50 here? We can see the 50 is what? Equivalent weight of calcium carbonate. And 55.5 is the equivalent weight of CaCl2 into X. Now again if we go for multiplying the 2 to the numerator and denominator, what we get 100 numerator, but downwards we are not multiplying, we just remain at 2 into equivalent weight of calcium chloride into X. This come. So this become a general formula. If we want to convert any of the hardness causing salt into the CaCO3 equivalent, the formula comes CaCO3 equivalent of any kind of the hardness producing salt is equal to 100 upon 2 into equivalent weight. 100 upon 2 into equivalent weight of the hardness producing salt. We have seen the example of hardness producing salt, that is calcium chloride. Understood? Here we have seen that calcium chloride example. So here it comes calcium chloride equivalent. And what is X? X is the strength of the hardness producing salt in milligrams per liter. Understood? So what is X here? X is the strength of calcium chloride in milligrams per liter in the water. And this whole 100 upon 2 into equivalent weight is called the multiplication factor of any of the hardness producing salt, hardness causing salt. So this formula comes and we can easily put the equivalent weight of our hardness causing salt and whatever the strength is present in the water in milligram per liter, we can easily express the hardness in CaCO3 equivalent. So for this we should know the equivalent weight. So there is a table. We always go for remembering this table for the multiplication factor of the hardness producing salt, and strength should be given to you. So here all the salts and the ions are taken, to which the multiplication factor is determined, and by that we can easily determine the hardness in CaCO3 equivalent. The calcium bicarbonate, which is having the molar mass 162. What is the N here? The number, because in the salt we always taken the number of the cation or the anion of the salt. So calcium and magnesium always having the charge 2. Equivalent weight is determined by molecular weight upon N. 162 upon 2, it comes 81. So what is the multiplication factor? 100 upon 2 into equivalent weight of hardness producing salt, at 100 upon 2 into 81. And if it is X is given, 100 upon 2 into 81 into X. It comes out calcium bicarbonate. The second one is magnesium bicarbonate. The molecular weight is 146. The N factor 2 again. We had the equivalent weight 73. What is the multiplication factor? CaCO3 equivalent. Likewise, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate. We have taken all the salts having their multiplication factor. The salts we have taken like calcium, magnesium always having the N factor 1. But here the sodium aluminate, the charge on the ion is 1, sodium. Aluminium, 1 aluminium has the charge plus 3, the 2 aluminium has the charge 6. So N becomes 6 in aluminium sulfate. The ferrous sulfate, the charge is 2. So this you have to remember for the calculation of the hardness numericals, the multiplication factor. Here I have taken the ions. The bicarbonate ion, if it is present in the ionic form. The salt form we have taken, we have understood previously. If it is in the ion form, we have the bicarbonate ion. It is the charge is 1 in bicarbonate ion. If it is C, its weight 61. What will be the equivalent weight? It is molar mass upon N, that is 61. What is its multiplication factor? And CaCO3 equivalent we have to multiply by X. The same is in carbonate. The charge is 2. The weight is 60. So equivalent weight is 30. and this is the multiplication factor and the CaCO3 equivalent. The hydroxide ion, the one charge 17, multiplication factor CaCO3 equivalent. The H plus ion 1, 1, 1, because 1 is the weight, 1 is the ion factor, 1 is the equivalent weight. So in all the values 1 is taken. And CO2 is very important here to be taken in the consideration of the calculation of the hardness, because it formed the carbonic acid. So its molecular weight is 44, N factor become 2 because it accepts 2 electrons in forming the carbonic acid. So its equivalent weight 22 and its multiplication factor. So we have to keep in the mind the multiplication factor of the hardness producing salt, and the strength is given. You can easily calculate the hardness of the water. Then the next is units of the hardness. There are 4 important units. The first is parts per million, ppm, milligram per liter, degree French and degree Clark. The 1 milligram per liter is 1 milligram of the CaCO3 equivalent per 1 liter of the water. It means 1 liter is almost equal to 1 kg is equal to 10 to the power 6 milligram. So here we can also write this unit 1 milligram of CaCO3 per 10 to the power 6 milligram of water. What is 1 ppm? Then 1 part of the CaCO3 equivalent per 10 to the power 6 parts of water. Here you can able to see these both units. These both units are saying the same thing. Means 1 ppm is equals to 1 milligram per liter. Both the units are the same. The third unit is 1 degree French. The 1 part of the CaCO3 per 10 to the power 5 parts of the water. And 1 degree Clark is 1 part of the CaCO3 equivalent per 70,000 parts of the water. If we compare all the units together, the change in the parts of water is found. How many parts of water in ppm? 10 to the power 6 parts in ppm. In milligram per liter also 10 to the power 6. In degree French, what is the parts of the water here? 10 to the power 5. And in degree Clark, it is 70,000. So if we divide by 10 to the power 6, what we get? We get 1 ppm is equals to 1 milligram per liter is equals to 0.1 degree French and 0.07 degree Clark. So this is the relationship between all the units of the hardness, and we can express the hardness in all the units. So let's see the example how to calculate the hardness of the water sample. If your water sample is containing 410 milligram of calcium sulfate per liter, you have to calculate the hardness in terms of CaCO3 equivalent. We all know how we can have the CaCO3 equivalent of calcium sulfate. Its multiplication factor and the strength. The multiplication factor of CaSO4 is 100 upon 2 into 68. It is the multiplication factor of calcium sulfate, and 410 is the strength given in milligrams per liter. How much it is given? It is given 410 milligrams per liter. So we put here X value 410. If we solve it, we have the hardness 301.47 milligram per liter, that is CaCO3 equivalent hardness is the answer. The next question, if you have the sample of water contain 204 milligrams of calcium sulfate again per liter, you have to calculate the hardness in ppm, the CaCO3 equivalent. So directly, have you seen the multiplication factor of the CaSO4, that is 100 upon 2 into 68, and what is the strength given here in milligrams per liter, that is 204. The X value is 204. Solve it. 150 ppm is the answer. We have the third question. How many grams of the magnesium carbonate dissolved per liter gives 84 ppm hardness? Means the hardness is given. You have to determine the strength in grams. So the formula is the CaCO3 equivalent hardness is multiplication factor into X. So how much hardness it is given? 84. And what is the multiplication factor of magnesium carbonate? 100 upon 2 into 42. The X you want to calculate. So you can calculate X. The value comes 70.56 milligram per liter. Now if you have to change in the gram per liter, so you have to go for 70.56 into 10 to the power minus 3 grams. You have to divide by the 1000. So it comes in the 10 to the power minus 3 is the answer. Now the last question is the sample of water having following impurities. Calcium bicarbonate is 10 ppm. Magnesium bicarbonate is 8 ppm. Calcium sulfate 12 ppm is given. You have to calculate the temporary, permanent and total hardness in ppm, degree Clark as well as degree French. So in all the units you have to calculate the hardness. Here you can have the constituent, the salt, calcium bicarbonate is there in the water, magnesium bicarbonate is there, calcium sulfate is there. So how much it is present? 10 ppm, 8 ppm it is given. Now you have to check out the calcium carbonate equivalent. What is the multiplication factor of calcium bicarbonate? That is 100 upon 2 into 81. Multiply by strength. Strength is given to you, that is 10. You have to calculate. This is the answer comes 6.17 milligram per liter. The same here, the multiplication factor of the magnesium bicarbonate 100 upon 2 into 73. Multiply by the strength 8, 5.47 come. Calcium sulfate 100 upon 2 into 68 into 12 come 8.82 milligrams per liter. So you know the temporary hardness is caused due to the carbonates and the bicarbonates of the calcium, magnesium and the heavy metal ion. So here two bicarbonates are there. So we add 6.17 and 5.47. So it comes 11.65. If we add both the carbonate hardness, we get 11.65. That is the temporary. And the permanent hardness in the water is due to the calcium sulfate, which is 8.82 milligram per liter. So this answer comes in milligram per liter. You can change it in the degree French and the degree Clark. The relation is known to the degree French and the degree Clark. And if we go for the total hardness you have to add all the three and you get 20.47 milligrams per liter. Thank you and take care.